Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Thea George and I'm here with Conny Dorrestijn and Marijke Koninckx of FIS. We're at EBA Day 2017 in Dublin and we're talking about global real-time payments. Conny, Marijke, thank you for joining me.
Thank you. You're welcome.
So Conny, you're launching here today your 2017 edition of Flavors of FIS, the fourth time you've released this survey. Can you give us the highlights from this year's edition?
Yes, well, there are various. You see an incredible uptake on real-time payment schemes. So we've jumped from 19 to 25 schemes this year that are live. And then we went from 5 to 11 schemes that are under development, so that's quite a huge increase as well. And then there's between last year we looked at 4 schemes that were on the radar, and now we're looking at 8. So there's definitely an increasing appetite. Furthermore, we see that the schemes that are new entrants into the live area go in at a much higher level of innovation than the incumbents. If you look at Thailand, Spain, Finland, Kenya, they are first time in the rankings, but much higher. Furthermore, we see a shift of focus. A few years ago, it was all about the consumer and all the cases were consumer driven. We now see that banks are building applications on top of those real-time schemes that are focusing on the SME and the corporate space. And finally, and this is also to Marijke's point, we see a lot of linkage between the whole aspect of real-time and open and instant. And so this year we added a new commendation for those schemes that are truly open API ready at the moment of going live. And we saw 2 this year, and we're delighted to announce them. And that's Finland, which has really gone live with a totally PSD2 ready scheme, and the UPI scheme in India.
So Marijke, Conny mentioned OpenAPI. Why are you linking OpenAPI and real-time?
The link works in both directions. So if you have real-time payments without an online open channel to initiate those real-time payments, such as an API, it doesn't really make any sense. But also in the other way around, if you're exposing payment APIs, but you do not have the real-time payments infrastructure to sit underneath, that is not delivering the right user experience. APIs really allow to embed payments deeply into external business processes, and real-time payments are really fit for purpose to cater for those types of use cases.
Flavors of FIS also brings together all the key learnings that you've put together down the years through implementing global real-time payment systems. If you had to highlight 3 key lessons for banks, what would they be?
Well, first of all, there are a whole series of technical and operational requirements that need to be tackled. I'm thinking about performance, obviously, but also about being always available. And also being able to scale for the volumes that are coming our way, because we see a significant increase in the volumes of real-time payments, so banks need to be able to cater for that. Now, in addition to that, real-time payments are about more than just processing the payments. There's also a requirement around being able to cater for real-time fraud, and that proves to be a challenge in the context of ACH payments. But also real-time payments can only be successful if there's a decent uptake. And there we see a couple of initiatives that really provide the tools to increase adoption. So it's about how can we improve our personal and business lives with real-time payments, and what tools do we need to make that happen. And then I'm thinking about mechanisms such as push and pull payments, the usage of aliases as an alternate identifier to address a beneficiary, and things along those lines.
When our research teams, they speak continuously to people around the globe on real-time payments, whether it's through implementing or for the paper. And the first question that comes to mind is always, where's the business case? And we actually feel it's the wrong question, because the business case is two-dimensional. It's like having a dimension of, okay, what's the cost of what we have to do and how much can we charge to our customers? And we feel it's too limited, because that business case is very hard to justify. And so you really have to jump to the third dimension and add the value angle. So we say, forget the business case, go to the business value. Add the loyalty, add the experience. So to give you an example, in Poland, for instance, ships had to moor sometimes over the weekend because they had to wait for the settlement of the duties to be paid before they could unload cargo or load new stuff up. And now they can pay it instantly, and that's a very significant saving for a company if they can just more unload, load and carry on. And you see the same with, for instance, with insurance companies who can offer instant pay in countries where they have instant payments. You know, you're on a holiday, your car breaks down, you go to the garage, and because the insurance company can do an instant payment, you can just continue on your journey, and it's a much better experience than paying it all up front first and then claiming it back. So we really feel go for the business value, don't stick to the business case.
So I'm going to come to you both now for some final thoughts. Can you each tell me, what are you most excited about? Marijke, you first.
Well, I think we really arrived at a tipping point where we have the right technology, the right tools in place. We have real-time payments and open APIs. But in addition to that, I also feel that we're getting to the right mindset to truly make this happen. So I think we're really on the tipping point for real-time payments now.
And Conny, what about you?
For me, it's really, if you look at all the irreversible changes in society, like a call for openness, for transparency, for fairness, for instant, and you combine that with the technologies, we can now offer all of that. And if you then think back at 2008, when the banks were always in a naughty corner because they weren't doing anything nice for the customers, be it corporate or consumer, I think we're now at a point with a lot of help from the fintechs who will egg us on. Banks can be the true winner in this game if they have the right mindset.
Conny, Marijke, thank you both very much indeed.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching.